Alright, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. So I've just finished watching the Man United and Sheffield United game, which ended 3-0 to Man United and Martial picking up 3 goals. Now I think it came out that is our first hat-trick from a player in the United squad since Robin van Persie in 2013. I think it was like 7 years ago. And to think that a player at Man United has not scored a hat-trick in like 7 years is mind-boggling. Honestly, that is terrible that not one of our players over just 7 years has been able to score 3 goals. But it is a great achievement for Anthony Martial. I think that is his first hat-trick in his whole career. I think it was. Or it might just be his Man United career. Either way, that is a really good achievement. Obviously, we have Paul Pogba back, which is amazing. Honestly, him and Bruno linking up in the middle. Bruno is exactly who Pogba needs in that midfield because always playing with McTominay, who's decent but he isn't world class, and then Fred, who's only just started becoming good this season. Well, the season before obviously all this pandemic stuff was going on, and then Pereira, who shouldn't be in a United shirt. Honestly, he should not be. He's terrible, awful player. And then Lingard, I guess, again, shouldn't be in a United shirt. Awful player, terrible. Get him out. So Bruno is definitely who Paul Pogba needs with him in that midfield. Otherwise, there's just he's trying to carry that whole midfield by himself. Even though he's a world class player, he can't do that. He can't do that. And obviously we saw it in the last game when he came on as a sub. Don't know why he's starting as a sub, because he just walks into the Man United team no matter what. I don't care what he's been doing and that. He walks into that squad because otherwise our midfield, other than Bruno, is just not good enough. Just not good enough. But yeah, as he did last week, and he came on and then won us a penalty to draw us a game against Tottenham, which was important to keep our place in 5th. I think we're in 5th. And obviously today, beating Sheffield United to definitely secure a place in 5th, because if we lost, Sheffield United would go above us, which when you think about it is crazy. Sheffield United, I think they were promoted last season, are in contention with Man United for 5th place for Europa League, which actually is Champions League, because obviously Man City are banned if they do actually stay banned and they don't win their appeal. Now with the whole squad, I reckon played really well. Obviously De Gea was in goal, even though he made that mistake last week, but no mistakes this week, even though really there was no mistakes to be made because Sheffield United, they just didn't have any attack. I don't think they really had any shots on target. Maybe 1 or 2, I can't remember. But all I saw was United attacking, really, not Sheffield. The back 4, we had Maguire and Lindelof. Now, they looked a bit shaky last week, but this week they were quite solid. But again, Sheffield United didn't really attack us at all. It was pretty bad from them. It was a pretty bad performance, to be honest. Wan-Bissaka, looking great like always. He could be one of the greatest right backs I reckon in the world, and he's still young, 21, 22 I think he is, young. His defensive attributes are insane. They are just insane. He was trying to get more up the pitch, more involved, but I think that was because we were 2-0 up at that point. But it's good to see him try and get some assists, because obviously he's compared in the Prem with Trent, really, in the world. And I think for Wan-Bissaka to be better than Trent, he needs that defensive, which he already has, with some maybe a little bit of improvements here and there. But he also needs to improve his attack as well, just to get some assists here and there. Not loads of assists, because that's what your right mid's for, or your right wing. And your centre mids, your right backs shouldn't always be making assists. So the 3 in midfield were Matic, Pogba and Bruno. And I reckon they played great. Pogba does what he does best. Bruno, quality like always. Matic, just solid in the defensive mid. That's all he needs to do, really. Just sit back and just defend. Because you can just let Bruno and Pogba push forward and be creative. Pogba maybe come back a little bit, because obviously Bruno is more of an attacking midfielder. But yeah, I think the midfield played really well. Did what they needed to do. And all in all, a really good performance from them. Now the 3 up front was Rashford on the left, Martial in the middle and Greenwood on the right. Now I really liked Greenwood on the right. He is a lot better than James. I'm sorry, but I do like Daniel James. He could be a good player, but he's just not ready to be our starting right mid. And even Greenwood, maybe not our starting right mid. We need to get someone like Sancho in. Desperately, we need a right mid, because James is not ready, even though he scored a few goals at the start, but we can't rely on him. He came from Swansea last season, only because he played well against Man City, really. That's why people know him, and he's quick. So we definitely need a right mid who's going to be creative, skillful, can dribble, and score a few goals for us here and there. Because obviously, even though Greenwood was good in the right, he's a striker and he's 18 or 19 years old, so he should not be starting really. He should be getting like brought on 70th minutes, give him a few minutes, cut games here and there. Even though he's quality, he's a really good player, he's just not ready to be shoved into the team like that. But yeah, Marcus Rashford out on the left didn't really do much. I think he maybe got an assist, I'm not too sure, but he didn't really do much. He had a few chances. We could have won that a good 5-6-0 to be fair. Rashford had a good 2 chances. Also that chance where Pogba like nutmegs one, goes past like 2, and then like last minute I think someone gets a foot in and it just comes to Martial. Obviously Martial at this point only had 2 goals. He was trying to get his third. He just hits it, and it just goes up in the air. So yeah, we could have had 5 or 6, maybe even more. I'm really not too sure. But yeah, obviously Martial in the middle. He's a really annoying player because he is quality when he wants to be. Like today, he wanted to score those 3 goals. After the 2 goals, you could see how much he wanted that 3rd goal. He could be a really good striker if he wanted it like all the time, because he just doesn't. He blows hot and cold. One game he'd be amazing like today. Next game against, who are we playing actually? Well, the next few games we have is quite interesting. We got Norwich, Brighton, Bournemouth, Villa, Southampton and Crystal Palace. Now really, we should be beating teams like this, but for some reason we like to give these teams points here and there. But this is when we need Martial to be banging in those 3 goals for us. 2 goals maybe, even just 1. And then Marcus Rashford, Paul Pogba, Bruno getting those other goals. But we need Martial to be scoring our goals. If he wants to be a striker, because he obviously doesn't like out on the left, Marcus Rashford's better out on the left, I reckon. Just because he's so quick. When he's playing striker, obviously he's very lightweight, he's easy to push off the ball. He just can't hold the ball up, which is some reason what we were trying to play with him, which is stupid. So he's definitely better on the left, so he can get in, because Marcus Rashford's so quick and he's so good at dribbling. It's actually insane how good he is. But we need Martial to be scoring our goals for us if he wants to be our striker. Obviously, Sheffield United have our goalkeeper Dean Henderson on loan, but he couldn't play today because of the contract or something. He can't play if Sheffield United play us. Weird, I don't know why. It would have been interesting to see if he would have saved any of the shots obviously Martial had that led to the goal, and then maybe Martial wouldn't have got his 3 goals and United would still have to wait probably another 7 years for someone to score a hat-trick for us. I still can't believe that. I still can't believe not one player in 7 years for United was able to score 3 goals. But yeah, it is what it is. We got the win today, 3-0. Good little win. Obviously we got Norwich next, and they're sitting in 20th, so we should beat them. I'm sorry if we don't beat them. That's terrible. I'm looking at it now, and they've won 5 games all season. They've scored 25, conceded 56, which isn't actually the worst. That's actually crazy. Actually, do you know what I just realised? I've just realised our next couple of matches. Hang on. Our next couple of matches are Norwich, who are 20th, Brighton, who are 15th, Bournemouth, who are 18th, Aston Villa, who are 19th, Southampton, who are 14th, and Crystal Palace, who, okay, they're 9th, a little bit higher. But that means our next 5 games are the bottom 3, and then 15th and 14th. So I'm sorry, we should be winning those games. If we don't win those games, there's seriously something wrong with us. They're at the bottom 3 in the relegation fighting, which actually, thinking about it, that might actually spur them on to get out. So actually, that might be a few hard games for us. Even though it shouldn't be, we'll make it hard for us because that's what we do. But hopefully our next couple of matches, we can keep getting wins after wins after wins. That could even push us up to 4th, which top 4, I'll take for this season. I'll happily take. I mean, our highest finish in the past couple of years has been 2nd under Jose Mourinho. So if we get 4th this year under Solskjaer in his first season, I'll take 4th. I will take 4th. I'll be happy with 4th. All we need to do is make some signings, get a right wing, maybe get another, if we want to play a defensive mid, a better defensive mid. I don't know who, but there's definitely some defensive mid players we can get. Actually, that Donny van der Beek, we should get him. We should definitely go for him. Definitely. Plays for Ajax in the Netherlands League. We should go for him. Him, and then Paul Pogba and Bruno. That midfield can be quality. And in our front 3, if we can, Rashford, Martial and Sancho, if we do get Sancho. Oh my god, that sounds insane. And then our offence is solid anyway. Maguire, great addition, okay, maybe not worth 80 million, but he's good. Lindelof, Bailey, or whatever, whatever people want to call him, they're good at swapping. Obviously Wan-Bissaka, quality right back, and Luke Shaw, maybe we could go get another left back, because Luke Shaw, he was once great, injuries really halted him. But obviously we got that Brandon Williams who's young, but again, you can't just be thrown in and expect to be like quality, well, first team quality. He's got to be built into the team. And maybe it is time to say goodbye to De Gea. He's gave us great memories as our keeper. He's made some great saves, but over these past couple of years he's made stupid mistakes. And maybe it is time just to cash in on him now, bring in Dean Henderson, because Dean Henderson's young and he's quality, as we've seen in Sheffield United. Sheffield United are up in 8th, and they're actually fighting to get 5th, which is crazy to think about. And he's probably been one of their main assets, to be fair. So yeah, I'd definitely like to see Dean Henderson in a United kit next season. I do reckon we need to just check in on De Gea now. He's gave us great memories, but let's leave it at that. Let's leave it as those memories, because we don't want him making mistakes and blunders, and that's what we remember him for screwing up a league title, which we probably won't get for another like 10 years, but you know, you gotta think positively. Or if he screws up a cup final, Europa League final, or Champions League quarterfinals, semi-finals, we don't want to remember him for that. We want to remember him for the great saves he's made over the years, for saving our souls. Because honestly, if he wasn't in goal for the past couple of years when we've been absolutely dog shit, we could have been facing like bottom half of the table, being serious. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have to say today about United and Sheffield United game. It was a lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait to watch United's next game. Hopefully get that win against Norwich. Should beat them 20th. Come on, if we don't beat them, seriously. But yeah, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.